Hello, it is Monday, July 11th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. I've just noticed I've reached, I think, 9,000 subscribers on the channel, so thank you to every one of you who is a subscriber. If you aren't one, why not take this opportunity to become a subscriber to the channel? But thank you to everyone who has subscribed. That was a very fun number to see this morning when I woke up and checked that. So, yes. And it is a Monday puzzle today, which means we will be solving a relatively approachable crossword with a theme that shouldn't be too complicated. So this 9,000 subscriber edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by David Connell, Victoria Rajishka, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, the inimitable Connor O'Neill, and, for this month of her birthday, the infallible Cynthia Toms. And thank you so much to those 6 benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign for their generous contributions in keeping this channel sustainable. If you'd like to become a Patreon subscriber and get access to the Daily Solve bonus videos that have gone up on the Patreon channels, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve. If you become a benefactor, you get that Daily Solve mug as well. And just yesterday, I solved the most recent New York Times cryptic crossword, and I put that up on the Patreon channel. That was fun. It took me, I don't know, somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes. So if you've got time to watch that and you're interested in cryptic crosswords and perhaps wondering what they're all about or wanting to improve, there's one of those on the Patreon just yesterday. All right, and shall we move on to the puzzle itself? Why not? I usually say here, please do subscribe to the channel, but I guess I already said that. Again, thank you to everybody who has and brought me to that 9,000 number. It's very nice. Maybe, I wonder if there's some kind of internal threshold Google has that, or it's Google, right? Google is YouTube, yes. Some kind of threshold they have that will, maybe if you hit 10,000, that's considered a big deal. I have no idea. Not a big deal by total YouTube standards, but that will be a fun threshold and probably take another couple of months to hit that. Anyway, let's solve the puzzle. Like I said, it's a Monday puzzle. Shouldn't be too difficult. It was constructed by Roy Grime, and this is Roy's debut crossword for the New York Times. So, well done, Roy. And let's, oh no, it was edited as always by Will Shortz. Can't forget that. So let's start solving. ATM withdrawal would be cash, the automated teller machine. Fish and chips fish, typically. Cod would be a very common fish and chips fish. Eureka, you might say when you've found, I've found it, aha. Knight's title, knight is titled Sir, generally speaking, and one starts by passing the ignition system. One hot wires a car, right. Cincinnati's river is the Ohio River, that looks right. And a pub projectile is a dart, right? You could play darts at the pub. Like a, this is thematic here. This is related to our theme. Like a ride that has one holding on for dear life. I'm not sure. Let's go back up to the crosses and keep solving. Mischievous ones, or imps maybe? Mischievous imps, mischievous little children, or I guess mythical creatures, I guess as well. One with access to privileged information could be an insider, and a track and field competition could be a track meet. Hospital notification device is a pager. Doctors, you always see them in films and things having pagers. Do they still have those? I don't know. I wonder if smartphones have obviated the need for that. Vampire Slayer's weapon, a stake, you'd think. Put a stake through a vampire's heart. If something is tidy, it is neat. And Sonic the Hedgehog Game Company is Sega, the maker of Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, like a ride that has one holding on for dear life is White Knuckle. Yes, it was a white knuckle experience. You're gripping the, I don't know, dashboard or armrest or something so tight your knuckles are white. An incoming deluge is, don't know. Surprised I'm not seeing that. Base for a teacup could be a saucer. And it may pop before a toast, a cork. You might pop a cork and then pour the champagne, say, and toast. Human rights lawyer Clooney, Amal Clooney. become fairly well known in the last several years. And then to make angry is to rile somebody. In the countryside is rural as opposed to urban. And tennis champ Osaka is Naomi, who has come up in the puzzle several times. And I think one of those names that I forgot a few times before eventually remembering it. And now hopefully it has been committed to memory. Award won by Paul Newman and Gary Oldman looks like the Oscar, the Academy Award for Best Actor, presumably. And an incoming deluge is an onrush. There we go. To employ again is to reuse, simply to reuse something, to reemploy it. And almonds, e.g., are nuts. Almonds, for example. Homeric epic set during the Trojan War would be the Iliad. Classic Greek epic. And an angel's instrument stereotypically would be a harp. I wonder if there's a biblical basis for that. I have no idea. Damaged as a surface, you could have marred a surface. Damaged in some way, scratched it up. Whoa, gotta run. I'm late, you might say. And a place of greenery for a winter's wreath. A place of greenery. A piece of greenery. Sorry, I read that I as an L. A laurel. Winners wears the laurels, which are plants. Well, they're made of plants, I guess. Or are they? Is laurel itself a plant? Now you'd think this would be just sort of common general knowledge, but now I'm second guessing myself. Architectural diagrams are blueprints. There we go. So I wonder what's going on with the theme. Oh, white knuckle, blueprints. Okay. Oh, and blueprints maybe it's referring to fingerprints perhaps. So maybe we're going to get a color plus parts of a hand. Your fingerprints, your knuckles, those are hand related. Defeat soundly is to thrash. Lead into Bop and Wolf in hits by Cyndi Lauper and Shakira. Is it She Bop and She Wolf maybe? Garden variety herbs, yeah, okay. And tut-tutted is shooed maybe? It doesn't seem quite right. Sharp-witted is, I don't know, is she correct? Let's see if we can solve this across. Big-time celebrity is a star. So sharp-witted is, how did I see what this is? Tut-tutted, oh, shamed. There we go. Okay. So that looks right. So this, I guess this could be the wolf. Hungry like the wolf, but it's not Shakira, obviously. I think it's probably she. Knack for gardening is a green thumb. Okay, right. I think that is what's going on with the theme. We have colors and then hand elements. So our white knuckle, blueprints, and green thumb. Oh, if you're sharp-witted, you're astute, which is what I haven't been while trying to solve this clue. Captain's record at sea is a ship's log. A fairy is a sprite, like a little imp, sort of. They're not really the same thing. Uno plus dos is tres in Spanish. And a rowing tool is an oar. So Scott's denial is nay, that looks right. And Christian of fashion is Dior. Christian Dior, or Christian, I guess, probably. Equipment is gear. To backspace over something is to delete, which I sometimes have to do when I make a mistake in these puzzles. Decoration on a moccasin or purse is a band, maybe? Doesn't look right here. Hearing things are ears. Oh, bead. That much better. Brunched, say, is ate. You had brunch. You ate a meal. And I'm just making sure there aren't any crosses I've missed. I don't think there are so far. All right. Presenter of Morning Edition and All Things Considered. NPR, National Public Radio. NPR what? NPR News, probably? Leisurely pace after hitting a home run would be a trot around the baseball diamond. And lassoed animals would be roped them. So here finally is our revealer for our theme, which had been highlighted as we selected the others, but I hadn't read it yet. So what is this? Materials for a preschool artist, or a hint to 20, 32, and 40 across. Finger paints. There we go. Material for a preschool artist. You do finger painting, and we have our painted our painted fingers, essentially, our white knuckles, blueprints, and green thumbs. There we go. So even more specific than hands, these are elements of one's fingers. A Yuletide beverage could be eggnog, Christmas time drink, and rewards dispensed in obedience training for dogs, presumably treats, or I guess other animals, but most commonly dogs, you'd think. A twitch could be a spasm. Japanese breadcrumb coating is panko. Panko, the Japanese-style breadcrumbs are made by electrocuting bread. It's the strangest thing, but it's true. To start a poker pot is to ante in, and a thing is an item. Let's check the crosses on here. Distort as facts is to skew the facts, and honorees on the second Sunday in May is Mom. That must be Mother's Day in the U.S. anyway. It's different elsewhere. Okay, venue for Stevie Nicks or the Knicks. So an arena. These are both acts who would be, I don't know what you'd call, what word would include both Stevie Nicks, the musician, and the Knicks sports team. What I said was an act. We wouldn't really call a sports team an act. I don't know. Talent, I guess. That sounds so show busy. I don't like that. I don't know. I'm sure there's a good word. Coconut oil and butter for two. Those are both fats. And land bordering Afghanistan could be Iran. Emperor during the Great Fire of Rome famously was Nero, who was said to have fiddled while Rome burned, although I think from what I understand, he's got a bad rap. It's maybe undeserved. Card deck used in divination is the tarot deck, and kisses and caresses in British lingo is snogs, which is true. All right, so doily fabric is lace, a lace doily, and the Oval Office is a room in the West Wing, the president's primary office. A microbe is a germ, maybe, and Ave Maria, a hymn. Ford or Fiat, those are car makes, and a stately tree is an elm, so indeed the microbe is a germ, and there we have it. Indeed, that was, I would say, a very straightforward Monday puzzle. It's exactly what you want from a Monday puzzle. Really nothing that offered very much resistance. A very straightforward theme that doesn't need to be solved in order to fill out the puzzle. Each of these clues was an ordinary clue. The white knuckle ride, the blueprints for architecture, and the green thumb, the knack for gardening. And all of those are our finger paints, which are materials for a preschool artist. So there we have it. And I didn't really identify anything in this puzzle that stood in the way. There were not very many proper nouns, which is always nice, I have to say. I've really grown to appreciate crosswords that can have a good solid fill without relying on too many proper nouns. We did have some, I guess. The Oscar Award, Naomi Osaka, and there were a couple, I guess. But it wasn't abused. And so that's that. Ohio. Anyway, that was that for the Monday puzzle. I hope you enjoyed it. Shouldn't have been too difficult. It's a good beginner puzzle, I would say. If you're introducing somebody to the New York Times crossword, this is a good example of one that will show how a theme works. It's has the elements you look for in a crossword. It's sort of range of answers, but not difficult, and the theme is very gettable. All right, let's discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. How about that? I don't think there were many, because I don't think I made very many mistakes, fortunately. But Kathleen Quinn explains, Professor Severus Snape, portrayed by the great Alan Rickman, was a professor at Hogwarts and short-term headmaster, who through the majority of the series was, this is spoilers, I suppose. I mean, I guess it's more spoilers for me than anyone else, but it is Harry Potter spoilers, it looks like. So anyway, this character was presumed to be a villain through the majority of the series in the service of the evil Lord Voldemort, but in actuality was serving as a double agent. So there we go. So and I think was clued as being a wizard in the puzzle yesterday. And Dragon Traces clarifies a mistake of mine, saying Voldemort being the serpentine baddie, not Snape. So I guess I'd assumed that Snape, because his name sort of sounds like snake, was the one who looks like a snake, but I guess not. So thank you, Kathleen Quinn and Dragon Traces. And this isn't a correction, but a question from World Be Free, who asks, can anyone say why the clue for one down has California abbreviated as CALIF dot, but the answer is not abbreviated? Yes, as Kathleen Quinn responds as well to this question, that is just a convention of the New York Times crossword. It's a long-standing thing, so I suppose at this point they aren't going to change it. When you see that, the sort of long-form abbreviation of U.S. states, so CALIF for California, fairly long abbreviation, longer than the full name of some states, that doesn't indicate an abbreviation in the crossword. I assume the reason for that is because these do derive, obviously, from and are still published as print puzzles in a printed newspaper. So I assume there were all sorts of conventions that existed just to shave off a few characters here and there. I don't have any other explanation, but that's just my assumption. But yes, when you see U.S. states abbreviated that way, that actually isn't an abbreviation indicator, even though most of the time, in most clues, when there's an abbreviation in the clue, that typically signifies there will be an abbreviation in the answer as well. Not with U.S. states, so just look out for that. At least when it's that long form one. I'm not sure if that holds if California had been abbreviated CA, for instance, which is the more common, these days is the more common abbreviation for California and is more abbreviated than CALIF. So I'm not sure, but I think they would probably avoid that ambiguity entirely and find a different way to indicate the abbreviation. Maybe have another abbreviated word. Anyway, that's the answer, I think. It's just a convention. And that's that for today's puzzle. Hope you enjoyed it. That's that for today's video as well. I will be back, of course, tomorrow for the Tuesday crossword. Should be another relatively approachable puzzle with another relatively simple theme. So do come back for that. Do subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so. Let's moving on to that 10,000 subscriber goal. Anyway, that's that for today. I will hope to see you tomorrow for the Tuesday puzzle. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.